Nina Vyslouzilova is an experienced international HR strategist, HR consultant of CEOs and leaders, facilitator, and a transformational coach. Nina graduated in psychology, worked for 13 years in multinational corporate organizations in human resources, in blue chip companies such as Unilever, Philips, and CME Media Enterprises in Central and Eastern Europe. Nina is fully dedicated to helping CEOs, owners of companies, and their leaders to become outstanding and resilient leaders. She transforms processes and people to build exceptional and resilient companies. She is Slavic, currently living in Switzerland. It is my pleasure to welcome Nina to the Love Your Mission Inspiring Women series. Hola, Nina. It is so good to have you here for the Love Your Mission Inspiring Women interview series. Thank you so much for coming on and saying yes to me.
Oh, thank you for the invitation. I'm really excited.
Wonderful. Well, good. So, what is something that you're celebrating today?
Today, well, it's rather an ordinary day today. So I would say there is one thing that I'm really looking forward, and the celebration it goes towards all the organization. In 2 days, I'm leaving to see my family and friends in my country of origin. So everything for this trip is now prepared. So it's something to celebrate, it's something to look forward to.
That's fantastic to be able to have an opportunity to go and visit. How long has it been?
It's more than a year now. Yeah.
Yes, so that is exciting. Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Yay. Thank you.
Good. So for this interview series is to inspire other women. And I know that there's changes that we make in our careers and what we do, but we first have to start with working. We first have to start our very first job. We first have to determine what that will be. So what are 3 things that you wish you had known before you had started working?
So before I started working, there are several things that would be helpful. It would make it easier. It would make it maybe even more, more fun, being more at ease. And one of such things is that I realized after actually several years of working, I realized that it is okay if I don't know answer to everything. And I realized it through my leader of that time, a senior person in the expertise of human resources. That is my profession. And one day she told me and I don't know everything. I don't know answer to everything. I cannot immediately come up with a solution for everything what my business partners come with. And I was like, oh my God, that's such a release. If she doesn't know, she has so many years of experience. Then how can I require from myself after working a few years in the era that I would like to have answer to everything and rather immediately. Yeah? so knowing this was a big release and also very very authentic, very human, and also very courageous from that leader to say this loud, right? So that was one of the things that definitely could make my working easier. Another thing is that it's not okay if people behave towards me or towards us without respect. And I had situation when I experienced disrespect, when I just went over that because I was like, okay, I need to deal with that somehow. And if the person doesn't behave to me with respect, it means something is wrong with me. And this is how I understood that for a long time. I was always looking for, okay, what it is that I need to change, what it is that I need to do differently, what it is that, you know, I'm not doing, or I'm not being, that the person behaves disrespectfully towards me. And later I realized that the disrespect is not about me, it's about them.
Yes.
Yeah. And on the other hand, the only thing that I should take responsibility for is not accepting that and not taking it in. So that was another big lesson that I got, and that would be very helpful to know sooner. And the third one that comes to my mind is setting the boundaries as soon as possible. And especially when we are young and we want to achieve a lot, we want to accomplish a lot, we want to learn a lot. Yes, we say yes to everything. But setting the boundaries, you know, saying no and meaning really no, or saying not now and really meaning not now, it's very helpful. And would be very helpful for me as well. Not to take too much on my shoulders, not to try to do really everything, not to try to please everyone. So the setting the boundaries would be something what I would like to know and have immediately as I started work.
Absolutely. Everything that you mentioned is one of those that once you learn all of that, it's so freeing, especially when you do manage groups of people, that it's so freeing that you can say no, that you can delegate, that you know that respect is earned, and that you do it needs to be from both sides of that. And then the other is that it's so freeing to realize, you know what, yeah, I don't know everything, and it's okay. It's okay. So I love that. I love all those points that you made.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Nina, take us on your career journey.
Okay, and with pleasure, and I will try to be short.
Thank you.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Because I know myself, once I start to talk about my career, it can be for a long time. So just make it really brief. I studied psychology for pure interest in, wanting to understand people, wanting to understand why people behave as they do. But during the study, I realized that going the way of psychotherapy, as other students were thinking about, that was not my way. And I joined a corporate organization. I joined Unilever, and I was very lucky actually to get to Unilever for several reasons. And one of those were opportunities, and the second one was that Unilever had amazing process of developing their own people, their talents. And I got into sales department. So at the beginning of the career, I started as an assistant in a sales department. But from the very beginning, I was communicating my desire is to work with people, and I want to work in human resources, and I'm really would like to get to this department. And actually, this is what I would like to encourage also others. Like, if you have some passion, in which area you would like to work, just talk about it. And the opportunity actually will come sooner or later. And that happened to me. One day, my colleague from HR department came to me like, Nina, I'm leaving. You need to take my role. I'm like, yes.
That's fantastic.
Not for her to leave, but for me to, to have this opportunity open. And that time I didn't know yet so well how well developed the HR processes in Unilever are. So actually, the next 5 years that continued after that, a lot of learning, I'm really grateful to all the learning, all the opportunities that came to me next to working with amazing team of people. So that was a very nice experience. It was not always easy. The last challenge, the last project that I got in Unilever, was very, very challenging. I led the transformation, agile transformation for 3 countries. And I was just, before just a specialist, just taking care of myself. And I got this opportunity, and that totally turned my career towards different direction. My country suddenly was too small for me. Yes.
Oh, wow.
So it really skyrocketed my career. So I got the opportunity then to move from Slovakia, my country of origin, to another company in the Czech Republic, in Prague. There was the headquarters for the whole Central and Eastern Europe. A great opportunity where I learned again a lot from my new leader, from the management team I was working with. Also further developing my knowledge of the HR processes, and leading another transformation. It was quite important, quite complex as well. And after that, after several years in Philips, I got opportunity to become head of human resources. So totally, nobody in the HR function over anymore, telling you how certain process should look like, or how certain things should work like. It was a huge challenge. I was only 34 when I actually got this opportunity. Head of human resources for 6 countries, almost 3,000 people.
Wow.
And yeah, even now when I'm talking, I still have the respect towards that challenge. And it was a beautiful role, because the first time, everything what I learned in Unilever and Philips before, I had a chance to see how I can implement it in totally new environment, new culture, customize it to what that company, that team really need. And that was beautiful. There was a lot of creativity, a lot of discussions, and then seeing how it works in that new environment. It was really amazing. So yeah, I think you can see that I really love my job.
Absolutely. Like, it's a very exciting, and I mean, it's such a, and at that age, you're like, wow.
Yeah, and in 2017, I left the company to surprise to my colleagues, and I went to another journey. And I would call that journey a journey of searching who Nina really is.
Okay. All right. So Nina, before we go to your next journey that you're alluding to, tell me, what were some challenges that you experienced during this first part of your career journey?
Mm-hmm. There were always challenges coming with every new role. And then, of course, especially if changing the company as well. And the roles were always bigger than was my experience, my knowledge at the time. So I needed to learn a lot, always the first months. And that was always something that I believed I'm capable of doing. I know I'm a learner. I know I can learn. I have this capacity. Always believe that, yeah, at the beginning is difficult, but it's going to fly. It's going to work. What was maybe funny challenge but it was, and I faced that in every role, because the opportunities I was getting were getting usually people that had, like, I don't know, 5, even 10 years more experience than me, that are usually in this kind of roles. So I was I had less years of experience. It was one thing. Second thing was that I look younger than I am, and I always did. So
you're like this baby-faced HR director here.
Yeah, exactly. So when someone came and came to my office and didn't know me, they were like, "Oh, sorry. You are probably the assistant of the CEO. I'm looking for the HR director."
Ouch.
Like, no.
I'm it.
You're correct. So now it's funny, but that time, every time I needed to prove myself, I needed to build the credibility, I needed to give it the time till those people get use of my look, and they started to trust me as a specialist in that area that I was covering. So it always was a challenge to build the credibility.
Yeah, and always like having to do it, like, as you said, all the time. Like, yes, I am the person. And it's that until you start speaking and showing that, no, I know what I'm doing, do they, oh, okay. Their demeanor probably changes. And then there's the respect that is earned every single time. It's gracious. So what was something that you were really proud of during this period of time for you?
If I look back today, I'm proud of every role I did. I'm proud of every project I did. The most proud of I am for leading the HR transformation across 3 countries. That was my first leadership role. And I'm proud of designing, implementing the processes when I became the head of human resources in CME. So these are 2 like the peaks, and the peaks that where I could see that I can create, I can impact, I can influence, and in the positive way, in the positive direction, and also that I can learn a lot. So those opportunities, those projects gave me a lot of learning.
That's awesome. Before we continue with the interview, I wanted to invite you to receive the Career Upgrade Audit. This is for you or someone you care for about who finds themselves at a career crossroad and needs support to determine their next career path. This is a free audit. It's a personalized and comprehensive report to help you in getting clarity on where you are and what you want to do in your life. Schedule your complimentary call and audit with me today. Please make sure to like and subscribe the channel. Now back to Nina. So in the last role that you had, people were surprised that you left. Why, what happened that prompted you to leave?
Next to the role I had across 6 countries that was quite demanding, I was also going through a difficult personal situation. My father was very ill and there was no way that he could be cured. Physically, I was in Prague plus traveling, and my family was in Slovakia. And for 3 years, I was traveling every second weekend, 700 kilometers. So after doing the job all the week, I sit in the car, I draw for hours, and I was taking care of my family. And on Sunday evening, I came back. I sit back in car, and I traveled back, and I came more tired than I left after the whole week of working. So all these things together, and of course, because everyone was so demanding on me, I started to, stop doing things for myself, like going to the gym where I could, relax, get some movement and shake things off and stop, doing any kind of self-care like massage or anything like that. I realized that later I stopped seeing friends because so much was happening. So at some moment I was so tired that I was like, I just quit. I can't. I don't want to do this anymore. It makes no sense. I don't live life, and I also felt like I cannot give people, and I cannot give to the role that I had. I cannot give. And I didn't feel good in that position. So I maybe went through a burnout or something in like this, where I felt tired. I felt like I cannot give anymore. It makes no sense. And I need a break. I need to, I need distance from this, and I need to realize who it is that I am, what it is that I want to do. So I stopped. I just really, and it was not, maybe it sounds like it was something very, sudden and impulsive. No, I thought about it a lot for several months, and then I took the decision that no, this is good as it is, and I'm going on a break. And I call it, I will give myself sabbatical, and I will travel for a year because I love traveling. I love meeting people of different cultures and exploring and discovering new places, So I was like, okay, I will treat myself now. For all the years that I was working and taking care of everyone else, now I'm going to take care of myself.
That's beautiful.